Hey guys, Q here for the Buttonsmashers.com, and this is our first impression gameplay for eFootball PES 2020. So this is the first impressions that we're going to give for PES 2020. As you can see, we have the menus here. This is running on the PC, and just to give you guys an idea of what kind of specs I'm running this on, I'm running this on a Ryzen 3 processor with 16 gigs of DDR4 memory, a GDDR5 NVIDIA 1050 Ti graphics card without external power, and yeah, that's the basic gist of the performance for the system. So this is what it's a bare basic system. If you run those specs through, you look it up online, they're not really the most powerful components, but they're good enough to run PES on decently high settings without any lag at 60 frames per second. So that's basically what we're getting here on this game. Now before we go into the gameplay, let's look into the settings and see what Konami has to offer us. So if you go into the settings, you have your edit options, your online settings, your system settings and options. Now the options just allows you to do your personal settings and so forth for how you want your controller and all that kind of stuff. The system settings allows you to change like your audio settings, match screen, and other things that you would need for the game, camera and so forth. And then you have your online settings, which will be the settings you use online if you're playing online matches, and edit allows you to edit the team. So we're going to go into edit and we're going to take a look at what we have to offer in edit. And edit offers a lot of information because it shows us one of the things that I was speculating but I wasn't 100% sure about, which is that Konami has lost the Liverpool license. So if you come all the way down here, you can actually see it says Liverpool R. So Konami no longer has the license for Liverpool, so it's not Liverpool R and it doesn't have the official crest and so forth, which is not a big problem. You can patch in the kits and all that kind of good stuff. The big issue is that they will no longer have the stadium for Liverpool, and the players won't get the official updates and all that kind of stuff for their faces and all that kind of stuff throughout the season, which kind of sucks a bit. It would have been nice if they kept that license after getting Manchester United, but unfortunately that is not the case. So what you can see here is these are all the teams that they do not have licenses for, but one of the good things I'm liking about this is that they have been able to put in the names. So now you don't have these weird names for teams. You actually have Watford, Tottenham, Southampton and so forth, and they've just added letters to the end of it, RB, YG and so forth, and it works. So this allows you to easily figure out which team is which when you're looking to patch in the kits and all that kind of stuff, if you're looking to make changes. And I believe it goes all the way down to the lower leagues as well. So you have Fulham, Basel, all that kind of stuff. It's also the same in the Spanish league. So you have Getafe, you have Eibar, Getafe, Granada. So when you get to Real Madrid, it says Madrid Charminten, so you know it's pretty much Real Madrid. And then it has Madrid Rosa, so this is Atletico Madrid. And so you have the teams, you can easily tell which team is which. Especially this comes in handy again when you're patching the kits, because again you can patch in the kits for all the teams that you need. That's not a problem when it comes to PES. So Konami no longer has the license for PES that they had in PES 2019 for Liverpool. They have new licenses for new teams, including Bayern Munich, Barcelona, Juventus and Manchester United. And you can actually see these teams in local play, and you can actually play with them. So you have the options here, your preset settings and your coach mode. You can try coach mode as well, and you can play, if I go back to this menu here, you can play with multiple people. So if you have another controller, you connect it and you can play with a friend and so forth. I don't know how to really play multiplayer with a keyboard because I mean, who plays PES with a keyboard, man? I mean, I know some people who do, but get a controller, it's just better. It just feels better. You can do more with the ball. That being said, you have all your teams here. So you have Arsenal, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Juventus, Manchester United, Boca Juniors, Colo-Colo, Corinthians, Flamenco, Palmeiras, River Plate, Sao Paulo, and Vasco da Gama. So these are the teams that you have available. Now I've been playing a lot with Arsenal on my Football Gamer account when I did the first impression for that one earlier, but this time I'm going to actually pick one of the other teams in the game and try them out. So this time we're actually going to go with Juventus, and we're going to go against Bayern Munich. So this is going to give us a look at those teams. Now before we jump into the match, let's just take a look at some of the stuff that you can do. So you can change the strips for the teams. You can change what kits they have. Now they only have 2 kits right now, but when the final game comes out, it should have 3 kits for each of the bigger teams in the world, because most of those teams have 3 kits, one that they use in the Champions League or Europa League, and the other 2 that they use in their regular league. So there's that. You also have the stadium options. So you have the Allianz Arena, Allianz Parque, I think, and you have the Neozone Arena. So these are the arenas we have available, but I am going to go to the Alliance Arena because it does let you show off the lighting in the game, and it is one of the new fully licensed arenas that just looks really gorgeous. You also have your game plan options as well. When you come in here the first time, it does ask you if you want to go with the simple options or the advanced. I use the advanced options. I do not play on simple, so this allows me to actually, I can move my players around the way I want them. I can put them where I want on the field, and I can also change my tactics as well. I can use advanced tactics, and I can use the tactics that I want. I can switch off tactics that I don't need, and I can use the ones that I do need in a match. You can change your formation, you can change our kick takers, who's the captain, who's doing what on the field. We can do all these things with that. So you have all these options that you can do in PES 2020, eFootball PES 2020, and these are options that were already there in 2019, so these aren't anything new. The lighting has been improved a bit, and the game isn't even on the highest settings. I don't think this is the highest settings. This is run at 1080p, and as I said, the graphics card settings aren't the most powerful. You do have your game settings and you have your camera settings. So in game settings, I've actually set the difficulty to superstar because I do not play on any of the lower difficulties, and the substitutes are 6 substitutes. Now the reason I'm set at superstar is because I've played PES a lot for the past couple of years, and the other difficulties just don't offer up enough of a challenge for me, so superstar is the only difficulty that I feel like I'm actually having any fun or any sort of competition. The camera options, you do have the new camera, which is stadium camera, but you can use the other cameras as well if you want to test out the other cameras and see how they look in this game. And then you have system settings, which will allow you to change the audio and all that kind of stuff with your system. So with that, let's jump into the gameplay and see what the game looks like. As you can see, the menus are pretty much the same, the tips are the same. All they've really changed is the color layouts and stuff for things. So this is basically just a color swap for PES 2019. Basically, they've taken PES 2019, color swap the menus and everything like that, and they've made PES 2020. And as you can see, the lighting looks really nice there, and you can see the field and everything like that. And you'll see the walkout. This is in the Alliance Arena, so you can actually see the players in the tunnel. You can see the Bayern Munich logo, the steps, everything looks really nice, and then they come up through that little tunnel on the ground onto the field, and that looks really good. It's really nice. It sucks that they lose stadiums like this because of the amount of work that they put in to render these stadiums, and then losing that work when they lose the license for that team, when they no longer have that license for that team. And it really sucks. It would have been nice if they could keep the licenses for the teams. And not just that, I think teams should be more aggressive with companies like EA and Konami with regards to exclusivity. They should be more aggressive and say, here's what, we don't really want exclusivity, because when you have your team only in one game, you alienate your fans. You have players who may prefer FIFA or may prefer PES, and then they don't get to see your team, they don't get to play with your team. They may end up playing with another team the next season, and this is just good marketing for the teams. If every team is fully licensed in a game, it's just really good marketing, because I know when I was growing up playing PES and FIFA as a kid, being able to play as different teams that I played in Master League and so forth, it's what made me learn which teams was which, learn about the teams and so forth, and that's how I ended up picking my 2 favorite teams, Arsenal and Real Madrid. Getting to play with Thierry Henry and seeing him play in the World Cup after, and also getting to play with teams like Real Madrid when I tried the Spanish league for the first time. And at the time, Barcelona was the best team in La Liga. They were considered the best team, and so for me, I was like, well, I'm gonna pick whoever their rival is, because I don't want to pick the best team. I want a challenge. So I picked Real Madrid, and I've been a Real Madrid fan since. But not having the licenses for those teams would have meant that I would not have known who those teams were, and I would never have basically become fans of them. So it's good marketing for clubs to actually have their teams in these games. Now, set plays and all that kind of stuff is pretty much the same. You can do pretty much everything you could have done in last year's game. I believe the defensive positioning of players would change in the final game, but for the most part, it feels the same. I can do pretty much the same things I could do in last year's game as well. So let's play that in. Oh, that did not land where I wanted it to land. Ugh. Okay, so let's bring that down. Now, one of the things I want to show you here is the lighting. Just look at this lighting here. As the player's passing through the light here, we're going to switch to the manual, the new dribbling system. Ooh, look at that. Let's just take a look at that and show you guys what I'm doing here. So this is the new dribbling system at play, right? My player's running with the ball. He's running to the edge of the field, and there's an opposition player coming forward with him. I believe that's Thiago. And so Chiellini, he has the ball, and what I've done is I've started pushing on the right joystick away from the attacking player. What that does is that he's gonna start controlling the ball and pulling it away, dragging it back. And then now I'm basically, what I'm doing here is I'm basically pulling back but also dragging to the left, right? And so he's dragging it to the left, and then I'm gonna just quickly drag it to the right and then back to the left. So there you can see I made him commit, right? So it's right, left. He's committed. Once he's committed that move, I can go forward. So I can just now use pace and run past him basically with a boost of pace. And that's one of the cool things with this new dribbling system. I like it. I think it's really cool. That light filler looks gorgeous as it's seeping through the edge of the stadium. And so yeah, this is one of the things that I really like about the game. This new lighting system, not just lighting system, sorry, the new dribbling system is really nice. But it's going to take some time to learn this new dribbling system, of course. This is not something that you learn immediately. It's something that you take time to learn. So let's see what happens here. Oh, wow. Stuck a foot out. Is that Muller? Stuck a foot out for too long and took Chiellini a bit out. Alright, so let's give it a nice pass. One of the things I really love about PES is the way in which you can just basically cross field pass a ball. Let me just give you guys an example here. Look at that. It's beautiful. The ball dinks. Has a nice amount of swerve on it. I am making a couple mistakes here, but if you look at it, look at that. The ball is just going to swerve and ooh, not good enough. But it's one of those things where it just feels right when you play a cross. When you play a cross or you play a diagonal ball across the field, it just feels right. It feels like it should feel. Szczesny playing that ball out. Okay. And we're going to go forward. I'm going to do a skill move here. This is the Ronaldo chop. Beautiful. Cut in. Ooh! So the skill moves are the same. Basically, just as you would use two joysticks to do that. So in the case of the Ronaldo chop, just to give you guys an example of how that one works, it's a simple skill move. It's probably the most simple skill move you can pull off in the game, or one of the most simple. Basically, what you do for that skill move is you push the joystick in the direction, the right joystick in the direction that you're facing, and then you push the left joystick in the other direction right after it. So basically, I push forward. And yeah, and Ronaldo is the only player who does the Ronaldo chop in the way he does. He sort of like does a stutter and then he chops. So it's a slight animation right as he does it. See that? There's a small jerk motion he makes with his feet, and then he chops and cuts it in, and then there's space for him to take a shot. With Ronaldo, you're not going to try to do a lot of finesse shots. That's not part of his game. His game is all about power. So you're going to just take really powerful shots at the defense, and that's what really helps him. That's what makes him such a dangerous player in real life and in the game. So yeah, he's not messy, so you're not going to try to do a lot of really creative shots with him. This cross coming in. Oh, I should have tried to drag it back and then cut in, but I thought I had enough to do what I wanted to do. Didn't work out. Let's try again. Alright, so we're going to defend. Ooh. That was a good slide. I'm realizing with this game is that players are making a lot more mistakes, a lot more errors. I'm not sure if this is going to be in the final version of the game, but it is noticeable that players are making more errors than they usually would. Even the AI, I mean, this is superstar difficulty, and you'd expect the AI to be in tip-top shape, and they're not. Now, as you can see, I've had way more of the possession. My opposition is going to probably try to come at me now in the second half. And I can make changes, so I have Moise Kean. I can try out some of the other players as well, like for example Aaron Ramsey. Can put him in. There's Emery Chan here as well, and there's Sami Khedira, who I will never use. Juan Cuadrado, and you have, for example, Douglas Costa. Alright, so if I wanted, I could maybe move Dybala. I can put in Moise Kean. I can do a lot of different things with how I want to play. I can put Cristiano up front in the center, but I think Ronaldo is best served cutting in because, you know, he's got that pace and he's got that quickness. So I'll bring in Aaron Ramsey first, and we'll take a look and see how it plays out. Alright, so a lot of the things that were in last year's game as well, the quick subs are still there, so you can make quick subs when the ball goes out of play. Alright, that's a lot of... Oh, Szczesny! Wow, look at that. Look at that. Look at that shot. That is Polish on Polish action going on there. So you have Lewandowski, the Polish striker, going up against Szczesny, the Polish goalkeeper for Poland. So look at that. He's cutting in, takes a shot. Ooh, there's a lot of cool on there. And Szczesny gets the hand to it beautifully. That's what I'm talking about. That looks good. That looks really good. The detail looks really good. The detail is in the or should I say the beauty is in the detail. All right, so let's cut back. Let's keep on them. Bayern is not an easy team to play against, but this is not. Ooh! Martinez, what kind of shot was that? That came out of nowhere. Szczesny, what are you doing, man? How did that get in? Good lord. I was not expecting that to make it in. Jesus and Christ. That is a beautiful goal. I just have to say that is a very beautiful goal. Look at that. Cuts back. And the run. Oh, the run up. Beautiful shot in the net. Nothing I can do about it. Alright, so let's go forward. Let's see what we can do. Now, one of the players I do not find fits my playstyle is actually Mario Mandzukic. I think the Croatian is not the best forward for me. Oh, Szczesny with another save, stopping his Polish countryman. Beautifully passed out. Nice pass forward. Ooh, Dybala, Polo trying to dribble his way out of trouble, couldn't get it. Nice getting the ball back beautifully. Give it to Ronaldo. He's not in position, just didn't make it to him. Maybe I should have tried it through. Beautiful winning the ball. Okay, good. Good. Nicely done. Okay. Oh, that's nice. Not good enough. Not the pass I wanted. Not the pass I needed. So let's see if we can put in a tackle. Come on. See if we can win the ball back here. Nice and early. The lighting is really nice in this game as well. Look at that as I'm walking past that area on the field where the light is coming through the cracks. It looks gorgeous. Nicely done, Szczesny. Oh, Szczesny, what the hell, man? Okay, let's make a sub. Let's take out Mario Mandzukic, just put in Moise Kean. Now, Moise Kean has been transferred away from Juventus. He's been transferred to Everton for maybe 29 million. I think that was announced right before I started recording this a little bit earlier today. So he's going to be playing in the Prem this season, which is going to be interesting. And I mean, playing for Everton means he's going to get starting. He's going to start the matches, which I think he does need game time. It's surprising that Juventus actually sold him and didn't just loan him out with, or sold him with a buyback clause or something. I don't know if they do have a buyback clause, but they sold him. So he's sold, as far as I know. Moise Kean is just a dangerous player, and the fact that they would sell such a young, up-and-coming star is surprising to me. Oh, come on, Ronaldo. I tried a Ronaldo chop. It didn't work. Okay, so my first match, lost. Not a problem. That's okay. I had 60% of the possession. I had 2 shots, 1 on target. Most passes. Similar interceptions, crosses, and everything like that. So this is how the game plays. This is what it looks like. You can see all the details as per usual. One of the biggest issues I had with PES before, and I still do, is the player ratings aren't properly represented. As you can see, any player in the back usually does terrible, especially goalkeepers. And yeah, basically you can see all the information as it was last year. The menus look a bit differently with again a color swap, but there's not much change between the game last year and this year. So this is basically what you get for PES 2019 or PES 2020, eFootball PES 2020 in the demo. This is what it looks like. This is how it plays. The ball feels weightier. The physics feel a bit better on the ball. It's, as far as I'm concerned, an incremental growth from last year's game, but this is just a demo. When the final game comes out, we'll have more time with it and be able to actually give you guys a proper breakdown of how the game runs and looks and everything like that. I know a lot of you have been asking me if I'm going to be reviewing the game. Yes, I'll be trying my best to review PES 2020, eFootball PES 2020. I will try to get a review up on this channel, which is the Buttonsmashers. I'll try to get one on LP Guardian. So I'll try to get one up on LP Guardian. I'll also try to get one up on Football Gamer and Gamey Plays. So you guys should be able to get a review on each of those channels from me. Each of the reviews will have a different style, a different feel, a different everything, but it's going to be me. It's going to be me giving you a different angle and stuff. So for example, with LP Guardian, the plan is that I'm going to be covering more of the RPG elements in it, because that channel is more focused on role-playing games. So I'm going to be covering more of the Master League stuff, the leveling systems and all that kind of stuff is going to be in that review. This review, the one for this channel, is going to be the regular review like I did last year, and the other channels are going to have a different style to them. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a like and subscribe. Also, if you enjoy this content and you'd like to talk to me about PES, leave it in the comment section below. Let me know what you think, and with that, I'll see you guys in the next one.